Take out the body and the tail. Next, we'll sew them together. We have a closure at the bottom of the body. Sew the tail between rounds 8 to 9, counting from the bottom. Such is the round. We'll sew the tail between rounds 8 and 9 from the bottom of the body. Let's find the right position. Place the tail like this, and then sew the tail between rounds 8 and 9 to rounds 19, also counting from the bottom of the body. We'll start from here, where we inserted the needle. Put the yarn in the middle like that. After determining the position, thread the needle onto the tail to start sewing up. Insert the needle into the place we've determined and out of a random place. Then check if the position of the tail is right. We can start sewing after checking the position. Insert the needle back into the same stitch where the yarn tail just came out from, and out of place near the tail. We'll secure it at the left and the right, top and the bottom, to avoid shifting during sewing. Thread out of a stitch on the left side of the tail. Insert the needle into a loop on the left side of the tail, and then insert into the next loop. Then go out of a random place of the body. The left side of the tail is fixed. Next, fix the upper part of the tail. Thread the yarn through the upper part of the tail. Then insert into the next stitch of the tail and out of a random place of the body. Now we have fixed the bottom, the left, and the upper part. Next, stuff the tail with fiberfill. Don't add the fiberfill too much. Tear the fiberfill up to make it fluffy and add a little bit into the tail. Then fix at the top of the diagonal. Thread out of the corresponding stitch of the tail. Then thread into the next stitch of the tail and out of the bottom of the body. Then we fix it one more time in the same way. After the tail is fixed, the yarn tail is not long, so we need to conceal the yarn tail inside the fabric like this. Run the needle back and forth a few more times inside the body to conceal the tail. Then cut off the yarn. Take out a new green yarn. Thread it onto the needle. Next, thread in and out of any random place a few more times to fix the yarn inside the body. After repeating this a few more times, we start sewing around the tail. Thread out of the stitch near the tail. Then thread in the corresponding loop of the tail. Then insert the needle into the same stitch where we went out of the body and out of its next stitch. Then thread in the corresponding stitch of the tail. Then insert the needle into the same stitch where we went out of the body and out of its next stitch. Then thread in the corresponding stitch of the tail. Then insert the needle into the same stitch where we went out of the body and out from the next stitch. Keep sewing around each stitch like this to join the tail and the body together. Continue to sew around like this by yourself until the last stitch of the tail. After the last stitch is finished, we thread out of a random place of the body. Run the needle back and forth inside the body a few more times to conceal the end. Cut the end off. The tail is sewn up